Okay, everybody. Good morning, and let us start with assignment and mid-semester examination. First, we will see assignment. Now, see, we decided a date which was convenient to all of you, right? And accordingly, we planned assignment. Right? And you are doing currently two assignments. Assignment number one is maintaining personal dictionary. Right. Maintaining personal dictionary is one of the assignments. Second assignment was writing exercise. You were given situation, subject, and you were supposed to write about that subject. Now, you were supposed to submit the assignment by 10th of January, which is yesterday. It was yesterday. So I will show you how many of you have submitted, and some of you haven't submitted yet. It's very, I mean, disappointing. Right. So the students where this remarks yes is written have submitted their assignments. Ishan hasn't submitted, Mayank hasn't submitted, and Janil hasn't submitted their assignments. Now see, I will not I will not run after you. I mean inquiring about assignments. Yet you need to submit the assignments on time. Janil says he has submitted. Okay. Let me check again. You mail me, right, Janil? No, Janil, I haven't received your email, please. No, you need to check at your end. I haven't received your email, so you make sure that you have sent it, right? But anyway, those students who haven't submitted their assignments, Ishan, Mayank, and Janil, they please note that you will lose your some of the marks for not submitting it. And you can submit it late. If you don't submit, you will lose all marks. But still, if you submit late, you will lose some marks, right? And your assessment of the assignment, आपके assignment आपने जो लेट सबमिट किया है वो मार्क्स काट के बाकी के जो मार्क्स बचेगी उसमें से किया जाएगा, right? For others, those students who have submitted on time, please note, I haven't assessed your assignments yet. Right? मैंने आपके assignments अभी check नहीं किए. That I will do. This is just a list these students have submitted. Right? And Farzan, you have sent your assignment or submitted your assignment on wrong address. Right? You have sent to me, that is my Marwari University address, email address, which is wrong. You were supposed to send your assignment on another email address which I have given to you. Right? Now what you do, you forward this email to this email of assignment. Arjun, you are supposed to send your assignment on this email address which I have just posted in the chat box. Right? Now what to do, you forward me the same email on this email address. Right? All right. All of the students submit at the earliest, the more late you become, But in submitting of assignment, the more late you are in submitting assignments, the more you will lose your marks. Right? And Janil, आपके केस में आप कह रहे हो कि असाइनमेंट आपने सबमिट किया, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है. So what you do, you send me a screenshot of your assignment submission. Fine? ईमेल आपने जो भेजा है, उसका स्क्रीनशॉट आप मुझे भेजो व्हाट्सएप पे, ताकि मुझे पता चले कि आपने सबमिट किया है. और if there is any mistake, if anything need to be done, we will see to it. Yes, you can resend it also, but you can send me a screenshot also. All right, fine. Any question, any query regarding assignment, please?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Sir, fourth question I didn't understood, so I didn't wrote that.
Uh, Sorry, what
So
did you
can I
say?
repeat the question?
Yes, yes, please repeat your question.
Narrate a short anecdote of your life, real or
Mm,
imaginary, in
mm.
about 125 to 150 words. All the elements of storytelling. So I
Mm.
didn't understand what kind of story to be told, or how it is to be told, because story can be longer than 125 to 150 words.
It can be longer, but that is the task, right? To
Yes, sir, but I couldn't like clearly get the point of that question, so I didn't. I thought I should discuss with you first, and then should I
all
write.
right. Yes, yes, yes. No worry. Right? Let me let me see the question and we can discuss it so that your doubts get clear. Just a minute. Narrate a short anecdote from your life, real or imaginary, in about 125 to 150 words. Add all the elements of storytelling. See, it's like you have to tell a simple incident from your own life, that any incident. Now, it can be real, it can be imagery, right? And it should be said in a form of short story. If you don't stick to the exact word limit and if you exceed it, then if you need few more words, that is fine. Right? For example, the maximum word limit is 150, but in case you reach to 170, 180, that will do at some extent. Right? But the question is simple, I believe. It is like it's like you have to tell a story, a sort of anecdote from your own life. So you should be one of the characters in this story. Renuka is one of the characters. Then you pick up any incident, fine, and you can add colors of imagination, and you can write about it. Fine, it should have theme, it should have emotional appeal.
Okay,
Now,
sir. And sir, in previous example of which is given in the textbook, there are
mm,
more than 125 words, because it
mm,
has almost 5 to 6 paragraphs.
mm. That's fine. That is I'm saying that little liberty in the word count will work. Means, as an examiner, for example, I will not count exact number of words, but it should be approximate of this length. That will do. Right. So far, the number of words are concerned.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I will submit it after as soon as I complete that question.
Okay, fine. But you will be able to do it today, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, no
So
problem.
after in the afternoon, or after the afternoon, in the
No, no.
evening.
Yes, yes, that's fine. Absolutely. You can submit today anytime, even at the late night. Whenever you complete it, you submit it. Okay, very well. Any other question, query, please? Anything you want to ask? Okay, fine. I will check your assignments and then we will have further discussion if there is anything to be discussed. Fine. If there are points to be shared with you, I will point it out. All right. This is assignment one. Another assignment which we are doing is maintaining personal dictionary. Please note that I am reminding you again and again. So many times during the semester, I have reminded you to continuously add few words in your personal dictionary. Continuously means every day there should be few words, right? And it will be a surprise check. When earlier I used to give you time. For example, I used to tell you that I would check your personal dictionary after a few days, on that day, on this day. But now it would be a surprise checking. I will ask you to show me your I will ask you to show me your dictionary anytime, and it should be well maintained up to date. There should be entry of words for each day, right? And see, not only it certainly it carries marks, internal assessment marks. Not only that, but it is larger weightage also. And if anybody has any question, query regarding assignment of this personal dictionary, you can ask me, please. If you are facing any difficulty in maintaining dictionary, anything you want to ask me regarding this.
So,
Yes, please.
so this assignment contain how many marks?
Means I will share with you the details. Assignment, I will upload it in the classroom today. And I have this document where I will mention that personal dictionary these many marks, then assignment number one these many marks. These details I will share today in the classroom so that you got to know exact assignment, number of assignments and exact marks.
Okay, sir. And sir, can you please briefly explain the syllabus?
Sure, sure. Fine. All right. So now we complete the discussion of assignment part here. But more important assignment is your personal dictionary. Please keep adding words every day. Right? I will cross verify all the words, and I will also ask you words from whatever syllabus we have completed, and I will see that you have added all the words in your personal dictionary. Right? I want you to learn new 500 words at least during the semester. I want you to learn at least 500 new words. New words means the words you did not know earlier. Right? The words you did not know earlier are new words for us. At least 500 new words you should learn in this semester. Right? So please maintain personal dictionary meticulously and regularly. All right, now coming to mid-semester exam one, syllabus as you are informed, it will be MCQ test, and 30 marks it carries, and the syllabus for the course of managerial communication is unit number 1, unit number 2, and unit number 3. Unit number 1, 2, and 3, I have also uploaded the document in the Google Classroom. Any question, query now regarding mid-semester and its syllabus?
Sir, in the unit number one, there is some word something. So it is this. Do you mean that vocabulary part? Word
Yes,
power?
yes, yes, yes. It is word power is vocabulary part. Right. Recently,
Okay,
the
sir.
chapter vocabulary we did synonym, antonym,
Yes, sir.
idioms. That is right. So
Yes,
you
sir.
will be asked, for example, question. Find out similar synonym of this word from the below given option, and then there will be four options. You need to choose the right synonym. Same
Okay,
exercise
sir.
for same exercise for antonym. Same exercise for all other types of words. Right. Any other question regarding mid-semester examination, syllabus, anything you want to ask? Right, so things
Sir,
are, Yes, please. Yes, Diban, please.
Are there going to be passages as well, and you have to answer MCQ from there?
Passages can be asked, but I'm not sure because I mean, it's generally it is asked in mid-semester examination, but this time it is online examination. So the structure of this paper is not such where passage and questions can be asked. So I am not sure. Most probably, reading comprehension passages would not be asked.
Okay, sir.
All right. Any other question, please?
Sir, if
Yes,
in
please.
comprehension passages
Mhm.
won't be there, then minor details will be asked.
Yes, yes. Some questions will be asked from there. For example, we looked at the process of reading comprehension. So maybe some basic questions, one or two questions can be asked.
Okay, sir.
Because see, what I think is from reading comprehension, the comprehension should be asked actually. Process I don't emphasize much, but you should know it, right? Because we discussed it in detail in the class. We should know it. So some questions may be asked. Please go on
Okay, sir.
asking. All right, yes. Any other question, query, please?
Sir, what kind of questions will come from the note making unit? Since it's going to be MCQ pattern, so
See, there also the theory part will be asked. Theory part in the sense, which are the types of notes? And which one of the following is not a type of note making? Right? Or for example, you will be asked, uh, blank is, blank is, or just let me think of a question. Blank is a type of note making. What is brainstorm? What is tree diagram? And then there will be options. Such,
okay, sir.
such facts based, the theory which we discussed in the chapter, questions can be asked from there. But since it is MCQ, as you rightly pointed out, you won't be asked to write a note. Otherwise, in generally, in this regular paper style, you are asked to write a note. Or in reading comprehension, you are asked to answer questions by reading after reading a passage. But here there are least chances of asking such questions.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Yes. Any other question, please? Anything? Fine. Prepare. See, unit number 1, 2, and 3 all are a part of the syllabus. But you emphasize or prepare well unit number 1. Unit number 1, 2, 3 questions will be from all these units. But emphasize on unit number 1 more. Right? And not prepare whole module number 1, unit number 1. Vocabulary, grammar, communication process, all. Any other question, please? All right. So, believe things are clear now regarding mid-semester examination. You start preparing, and if you find any difficulty while preparing, you can tell me, approach me anytime. Right? You can contact me. You can write me. You can call me. Okay, so see, we were doing Prezi writing, and in Prezi writing, we saw how to do Prezi, which are the steps to do Prezi, and what are the importance. Why should we have the skill of doing Prezi writing? Right? It's a process to understand something, and it's a process to produce something in a more meaningful and clear way, in a brief way, right? And we looked at 6 steps of Prezi writing. Step number 1, read the passage and identify the main theme. Step number 2, read the passage and identify the supporting ideas. Step number 3, provide suitable title. Step number 4, write first draft. Step number 5, edit your first draft and see that it is exactly 1/3 of the main passage, and it carries all the meaning of the original passage. And then step number 6 is finalizing your draft. Right. After that, we discussed about the sample passages. Right. We did 1 or 2 sample passages, I think, in the classroom, in the last class. We read this passage number 3, interview. Right. Now, all of you, please do passage number 1 and passage number 2 at home. Passage number 1 here in exercise, as you can see on the screen, passage number 1 and passage number 2 at home. All right. When I say do, you are supposed to do it, please, because there will be questions in examination, and I will also take follow-up from time to time. Right. With this note, let us move on to the next topic, article writing. Now, article writing is obviously important topic because we do write articles many a times. We need writing articles many a times. Right. In examination also, and in our day-to-day life also, we require to write articles. So let us see what is article writing, and let us see how to write an article. What we will see in this topic is, we will see which are the various types of articles. Then we will identify the target audience and the purpose of writing. This is something very, very important. See, whenever we are writing something, we should always keep in mind the other party, the receiver, the reader. Right? Who is my reader? Who is the receiver of my article? Accordingly, we need to write. If you are writing for a 5-year-old, 5th standard school-going children, then you need to write accordingly. If you are writing for somebody who is going to colleges, higher education student, then you need to write accordingly. If you are writing for your customers in a business, you need to write accordingly. If you are writing a research paper which is to be submitted to some scholars, then you need to write your assignment, article, or any write-up accordingly. When you write, we should first identify main issues. Then we have to locate, organize, and integrate relevant data from various resources. After gathering all this information, we organize them in a systematic way, in a coherent way. Then start writing article using proper format and style. Provide suitable title to the article, and then use, when you write, use some anecdotes, quotations to make it relevant and interesting. Right? All right, so let us read what an article is and how to write an article. Let me invite Amruta to read the first paragraph. Yes, please. Meanwhile, it's sorry to disturb you. Meanwhile, Farjan, I have received your email on the correct email address. Yes, Amruta, please.
Introduction. An article is a piece of writing mainly intended to be published in a newspaper, magazine, or journal and has a wide audience. Article writing is the process of creating a non-fiction text about topics that can vary from very serious to the ordinary. They can discuss areas such as current issues or topics of general interest, such as health, politics, entertainment, environmental concerns, etc. Since it is written for a wide audience, it is essential that the language used is interesting yet simple and includes stories, anecdotes, and facts to keep the readers engaged. The language used in an article can be formal or informal depending on the target audience, but it must be less formal than a report.
You're right. Fine, very well. So, article is a piece of writing published in newspapers, magazines, and journals. Right? And it is not completely fictional. It is based on facts. It carries some serious or some ordinary matters of life, subjects from life, and it is published in the newspapers, magazines, and journals. Since it is intended for large audience, an article is read by not many people when it is published in new magazine or in newspaper. So that is why the language should not be very formal, but still it should be formal as well as interesting. How to make our presentation, our article interesting? By adding anecdotes, quotations, that will make an article interesting. What an article can do, unlike a report, article is different than a report. An article can do much more than simply report an event or state facts. Right? It can offer suggestions and advice. In report, it is just reporting the things. Something happened, I observe the whole phenomena and write down it. I report the things. While in article, suggestions and advice can be offered. It can provide information on various topics and subjects. Right? We know lot many articles are now appearing in newspaper. For example, lot many articles appeared about pandemic and online education. Fine. There was article on online education and offline education. Then lot many articles appeared on psychological condition during COVID-19 pandemic or psychological condition during lockdown. Right? So some such many articles have appeared. There was an article on farmers' agitation going on in India. An article on economic growth during or economic condition during pandemic. It can bring about comparison, compare two things and highlights the pros and cons. It can describe a location, person, object, or technology. So there are a lot many articles, this blog writers, and in newspaper also, there are reviews about devices. Fine. So the moment Apple launches a new version of iPhone, or MI launches, or OnePlus when there is a new phone, reviews of the phone appears in the social media, newspapers, on blogs in form of articles. It can simply amuse and bring a smile on the reader's face. Sometimes it is just for the fun, entertainment. It can enable readers to think, hence it can influence. It can offer opinions, arguments, and counter arguments. Right, so article does a lot of things. Regarding this last point, it can offer opinions, arguments, and counter arguments. You must have seen lot many editorials. Editorial is an article appears in a newspaper, that where editorial of a newspaper is not news, it is opinion. So please note, in newspaper there are news which are facts, which are reports. Some accident took place somewhere and this accident is reported, right, based on facts. Editorial column in a newspaper is opinion based. The writer expresses one's opinion about any particular event or decision. Correct? For example, many editorials appearing about farmers protest going on in India. Many editorials, for example, recently appeared about the American democratic crisis, democracy crisis. This, this protest and attack on Washington Capitol, right? So lot many articles are appearing about it. Lot many articles are appearing, editorials are appearing about China's policy. You know, the biggest businessman of the world in China, Jack Ma, has disappeared suddenly. The founder of Alibaba, when he disappeared sometime back suddenly, and there are a lot many articles about this subject, and their people express their opinions. What could have happened? What could have? Who could have done it? Right. Let us look at the format of an article. Article generally has heading or title. It should be eye-catching. Obviously, then only the readers would be interested to read it. Then there is byline. I think we have done it earlier, right? We discussed this matter. I'm at this point. I'm not sure. Then there is byline. Byline is writer's name. Writer's name and date is given. Then just a minute. I'm trying to show you one. Article so that we get clear idea of what editorial article is. Right here, one of the articles, it is editorial of newspaper. Don't cripple clean politicians. Then there is generally subtitle. Subtitle is short heading and subheading, which clarifies the main theme of the article. And then there is byline. Byline is this: MV Rajiv Goda. MV Rajiv Goda is the name of the writer. Right. So this is an example of byline in this in this article. All right, so byline, then introduction. Then there are few paragraphs which details the main theme or the subject of the article, and then conclusion. Right. Now some points to be remembered while writing an article. Topics should be unique and relevant, obviously. Know the target audience who you are writing for. Identify the main aim of writing the article, whether you want to advise, or you want to inform, or you want to entertain, or it is just comparison of things, or you want to describe something. The title should be short and eye-catching. Right. Begin with the striking opening sentence. Your first sentence should be such that it will motivate, instigate the reader to go further. Fine. Will make the reader stick to the article. The writer must have enough to say. Choose your ideas beforehand. Be true to what you write. Make assertions and go by them throughout the article. Keep the article brief. Unnecessary information should be curtailed. Otherwise, it will make it boring. And break your article into paragraphs. But don't write one long piece of subject, piece of text, but write it into paragraphs. Pay attention to the choice of voice and tense. Choose your voice active, passive, or tense correctly. And conclude your article logically. And after your sufficient discussion, conclude your article logically. How would you write that? How would you write an article? First, identify the target audience. Second, identify the purpose of writing. Why you are writing? You want to advise, you want to suggest, you want to just inform, you want to express your opinion. Right? Step number 3, collect and select information. Now you identify your topic and you know what you are, the purpose of writing, what you are writing for. Then you explore various resources, newspapers, magazines, websites, books, interviews, and you gather your information. Right? Collect and select information. Right? And from the resources you explore, you filter the relevant information. Organize this information in a particular logical order. That is important, because just having information would create a mess. Whatever information we have should be organized in a particular sequence, particular order. For example, topic, subtopic, main topic, subtopic, and subtopic of the subtopic. And we know we saw it in note making also. Dividing topic or subject into topics, main topics, subtopics, subtopics. But that will be very logical presentation. Right? And there should always be coherence. Coherence is logical connection among the parts of an essay or among the parts of an article. Right? For example, this careers in commerce. So then you discuss several things. For example, placements. What type of placements are available? Post-graduation. After you complete your BCom, there are options available of post-graduation. Right? What you need to get a job is soft skills. Right? Then you can also do various courses in commerce, like option is CA, Chartered Accountancy, or you can also do cost and works accountancy. If you do CA, there are further 2 divisions. You need to check your eligibility, and it can be done from the Institute of Chartered Accounts of India. Right? It's like there is information, but this information needs to be put into some well-organized manner. Right? Another technique is this. For example, this topic of demonetization, if you are writing, then we can divide the information about the topic demonetization in several ways. Well, let us start from the problems caused by demonetization. Fine. So these are the problem caused by demonetization. Then some of the advantages of demonetization. Right? Reasons for implementation of demonetization. What is demonetization and solutions? Now see, this information is there. You have collected this information. When you write an article, you need to organize this information in a particular order. Right? So let me invite Srina to tell me what will be the right order. Which topic will first come first? Which topic will come first? Yes, Srina, please.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, it is audible, please.
Sir, it would be first what is demonetization,
Right.
then reason for implementation,
Very good.
then advantages of demonetization,
Correct.
then problem caused, and then would be the solution.
Of course. Fine. Very well. Problem caused and then solutions. What is demonetization? Reasons for implementation, advantages of demonetization, problems caused by demonetization. Because there are problems, that's why we are now giving some solutions. Right? Then you write the article in step number 5. Right? Today, fine. Then you actually start writing an article. So that we will discuss now. Steps we have completed. In the next class, we will read 1 or 2 articles, and then we will also write 1 or 2 articles. Right. So that is about article writing. Any question, any query, anything you want to ask, please? Okay, everybody. So with this note, we stop here today, and I will take your attendance, please, quickly. Then we can leave. Attendance, please, quickly. Krutik. Krutik is absent?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hemant?
Yes, sir.
Roy? Devansh?
Present, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shan?
Yes, sir.
Mayank?
Yes, sir.
Farjan?
Yes, sir.
Renuka?
Present, sir.
Rohin?
Yes, sir.
Amruta?
Yes, sir.
Janil?
Present, sir.
Shrina?
Present, sir.
Nirav?
Present, sir.
Mista?
Present, sir.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for your time. See you all in the next class. Thank you.